Yo, what is up, everybody? And welcome back to another Madden 25 online game. Today we've got the Cincinnati Bengals invading Soldier Field to take on the Chicago Bears in an online ranked match. A lot of people want to use the Chicago Bears in Madden 25. They are what I like to call the honeymoon team of Madden 25. A team that may not be popular a month or two down the road as the meta becomes very obvious online, but as you load up Madden for the first time, you're very curious to see what this Bears offense is going to look like on paper, so why not try them out in Madden with Caleb, with DeAndre Swift, Keenan Allen, you got Roma Dunze, and of course, DJ Moore. I am using the Cincinnati Bengals, though. I like the uniforms, but more importantly, I'm trying to get Joe Burrow going and get his X factor of run and gun activated. We're making good progress so far, but unfortunately, the counter goes back to 0 after taking that hit. And that's the brutal lifestyle trying to get run and gun activated. The X factor requirements for this one, we have to get 5 completions in a row, and every completion has to go for at least 5+ air yards. And when I say air yards, I mean the ball has to go at least 5 yards past the line of scrimmage, not 5 yards past from where the quarterback is standing and making the throw. They're not very specific in their their description in game, so I gotta be for you guys. So yeah, it's not a crazy X factor, but it's a little bit more difficult to activate than you may think, just because if you take a couple of shots downfield in a row, your opponent might naturally make the adjustment of playing over the top and giving you the check down underneath. The thing is, you have to be disciplined and say no to the check down. Even when it's wide open, you got to be like, no, I got to keep on firing downfield. And this is probably the only X factor that is easier to activate without trying to get it than by actually trying to make it happen. And the reason I say that is because if you naturally get the ball downfield and your opponent's just giving that up every play, you will get run and gun activated at some point in the game without even thinking about it. But as I'm thinking about it every single play, you know, it's just like, oh man, I really don't want to mess up. And almost the pressure of not wanting to mess up overrides the attempt to succeed at trying to get run and gun activated, as we are going to throw an interception. Checkdown's wide open, but that's not in my repertoire today. I'm trying to get the ball downfield with Burrow, at least 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. That checkdown was not 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. That is not a good idea. Do not put your hands in the cookie jar. You will not get away with it. And, you know, the final thing about run and gun is, you know, as the counter goes back to 0 and I got to work my way up as Mike Gesicki is putting people in body bags right now, the X factor does get a little bit harder to achieve because, you know, I'm not going to be throwing checkdowns. I might throw 1 when the counter gets back to 0 just to keep my opponent honest, but otherwise, you know, that's my sole purpose in this game. So, yeah, you don't get it going early, your opponent continues to play over the top and can get away with leaving the checkdowns wide open and manning up Trent Irwin with Kevin Byard, because that did not work out well for us at all. The Crocodile Hunter gets 0 separation. Thankfully, Joe Burrow actually makes the tackle. I thought that was a for sure pick 6, but Joe Burrow makes the tackle, and let's see if that is worth anything. So far, it is, even though DeAndre Swift somehow swallowed a big hit and fell forward for a couple of yards. It's 3rd down and goal. My opponent going up tempo, looking to pass with Caleb, rolling and dumped to the ground for the incompletion. And as it turns out, that Joe Burrow tackle was actually really big because it saves us 4 points. My opponent goes for the field goal instead of us giving up a pick 6. That's why you always got to make that tackle and you never want to give up on the play. I mean, you might end up like Jason Street, right? The dude from Friday Night Lights, but, you know, this is a video game, so you're not going to get Jason Streeted. Just go with it with Burrow. Why not? As that was a ball that easily could have been intercepted. At this point, I've lost my touch as far as passing the ball with Joe Burrow. I can't even get a completion, period. I can roll out the pocket like Lamar Jackson, but still can't make the throw. And now it's 4th down and 10, and we're in a very dire situation. Great pocket and a dime. That is nothing but a straight-up dime from Joe Burrow. And you know what? It's so nice we're going to do it twice. Gesicki on the sail route. It's getting open. We're doing our thing. And now my opponent, as you see, he covers the sail route, but he leaves the check down wide open to the running back. But I gotta say no, because we were at 2 out of 5 on the counter. Of course, it's back to 0 again as we get picked off by TJ Edwards, and thankfully, we don't give up the pick 6. Once again, we'll see if that matters, making these tackles with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow to bail us out for our own mistakes. So far, so good once more. The Bengals defense has come to play today. Caleb, clean pocket on third down, going middle. That is double, triple coverage, and absolutely not a good idea. That is, yeah, probably should have been intercepted. Fourth down, this is a run. It's a pitch outside for DeAndre Swift. Surprising play call with a very expected result. I don't really know what my opponent was doing right there. I'll be honest, but I'll take it. As we get the completion, Chase Brown falling down, but he's got the first down. He gets at least 5 for us, and Mike Gesicki does as well, as we go back to absolutely bodying people on Mike Gesicki. That man ate his Wheaties before today's game, as Burrow's going to get sacked. Thankfully, getting sacked doesn't really affect us, so we keep it pushing on second down underneath. Jamar Chase spinning 2 for the price of 1, spinning and winning in for 6. The chase is on to see who can tackle Jamar. So far, the answer is no one. And Jamar is gritting in the end zone as a result. So, what are we, 3 on the counter? And that's probably going to be our last possession of the first half. We'll try to get something going to start the second half. But I believe my opponent does get the opening possession of the second half. Something to keep in mind is Caleb. Sam Hubbard cannot make the tackle. Caleb escaping, throwing, and somehow nearly put that on the money. That was very impressive by Caleb, except, no completion. Now, as we get the sack on second down, I'm calling a timeout just to try to force the issue and make something special happen before halftime. You never know. It's third down and long. There's a better chance for my opponent to mess up than for us to mess up defensively. But my opponent quit the game. He just quit the game after I called the timeout. I don't know why. That would be the breaking point for him. I can only assume the guy had to go or something. He just left. So, I mean, that technically counts as a win for us, but that was just utterly bizarre because we were in a genuinely close game right there. And he just said, no thanks, fam, and yeah, we're going to go into another game and try this again. We get Jamar Chase, so that's 1 on the counter. Burrow, running does nothing for us, but we kind of got to survive on the play, so we'll do that real quick. Hit Irwin. Circle was wide open, but not interested in that. Irwin's running a route that I'm more interested in. T. Higgins, now we put him on the slant. Now I'm interested in T. Higgins. I'm only here for whoever can get me what I want. Jamar Chase can always get you what you want, as I thought we could rack that in there, but we get the possession catch down to the 4. Problem is, I don't know if we can get a completion 5 yards. I don't know if it'll count with the running gun. I'm not sure how it works. So, we'll spin backwards for 5 yards. Now we got some space to operate. Joe Burrow, second down, the step up, the run. Natural instincts took over there, but it doesn't help us at all. Now we'll just run it in with Chase Brown. We'll get a touchdown. We'll cap the opening drive off that we kind of extended a couple of plays, but nonetheless, it's an opening drive touchdown, and we are, I believe, still at 3 out of 5 on the counter. Might actually be 4 out of 5. But either way, we've made some solid progress. Now, we might be back on offense pretty quick because this Dolphins offense is very explosive, and I don't know if we have anybody on this team that can keep up with Tyreek Hill or Jalen Waddle. We will try, though. We will certainly try to force Tua to make a mistake, which is not going to happen as Fortson makes the grab. I have no idea who that dude is, but brand new name for the Miami Dolphins, who is getting 2 targets in a row. Arguably 2 targets too many. Do not put your hands in the cookie jar. You're not going to get away with it. Logan Wilson with the interception. We're back on offense. We're squeezing one by Jordan Poyer. That is caught by Gesicki, and that will get Joe Burrow run and gun activated. So now, what can Joe Burrow do a running gun? What kind of crazy dot can we throw? Maybe not that one to Jamar Chase. That wasn't really open. We're going to try again. We have a 2-man pass rush, but I'm still going to roll out immediately, launch one on the run. I mean, I guess it worked because it was on target. Obviously, it was not a good play to make as David Long tries to do his best Marshawn Lynch for a second. But, yeah, running gun is what running gun is. You could throw on the run, but I have no idea why Joe Burrow would ever have this X Factor. It just makes no sense, but for some reason, Joe Burrow has had this X Factor for the past couple of years, so we had to give it a go. At the end of the day, man, running gun, like I said, it is what it is. It's a very situational X Factor, as Raheem Mostert is going to get this fumble recovery off of Tua Tagovailoa. And of course, throwing an interception is going to deactivate running gun, so Burrow will no longer be on fire, and we'll have to work from the ground up if we want to get this running gun again. Is Charlie Jones shifty on that punt return. At this point, my opponent has realized that I'm just here to pass the rock, and he said, yeah, I'm just going to put 9 in coverage. Doesn't matter. Jamar Chase is still wide open downfield, down to the 7-yard line. Next play, Joe Burrow back to Chase. Don't leave him one-on-one. That is barbecue chicken, and yeah, you might as well quit if you're going to do something like that, which is exactly what my opponent does. He sees himself out, and that'll do it for this game and this video. Leave a like on this one if you guys enjoyed what you guys saw today. Subscribe for more Madden 25 action, and I will catch you guys next time. Thank you, as always, for watching.